Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about a topic that so many of us are dealing with, menopause. You know that the hot flashes, the brain fog, the mood swings, the body aches, the vaginal dryness, the belly fat that seems to come out of nowhere and linger. It's almost as though someone has hijacked our bodies. It is very unfamiliar territory, and it's hard to know how to deal with it. There are so many things that seem to be out of our control, but I want you to know that there are some things which we are going to talk about today that will ease your experience and help you feel better. And no, we're not talking about hormone therapy. That is a whole topic unto itself, and we'll talk about that in another session. This is something that is much easier and closer at hand. I'm excited to share how you can choose certain foods that will actually help you feel better. And no, this is not about dieting. It's about choosing the nutrition that will actually work with your body instead of against it. And it's entirely doable and it will make a difference. So stay tuned. With menopause, we know that the average age is 51, but it can start as early as the 40s and extend well into the 60s, even longer for some people. It really is, a personal situation. And even people that have had to go through surgeries or hysterectomies that can start even earlier. There is not one set, this is not a science, put it that way. And while it can be unpredictable, it's actually a natural part of life. But we are not used to talking about it. There's still so much shame and embarrassment about it. You know, that's why we need to keep having these conversations. So when it started with me, I was used to running very cold, and would always have a shawl around me. And then, oh my gosh, the hot flashes, never mind the night sweats, um, unfamiliar territory, to say the least. And, we are used to, okay, hormonal changes in puberty. That's something we know about. And around pregnancy, of course, during pregnancy, after pregnancy, there are hormonal shifts. But this is a third time in our lives, in the lives of women. And also, as I've mentioned, men have this to an extent too, and that's really not talked about too much. But the point is that this is a very natural part of life. Let's just get right in to what can help. And here we're going to talk about the nutrition, and I want to give you tips for eating well and actually nourishing all the systems in your body, instead of inadvertently, because we don't know, making the situation even more pointed. So here we go. As estrogen levels go down, then levels of inflammation tend to rise. And normally, who cares, right? Little inflammation. However, in time, if this is ignored, too much inflammation can even increase our risk for heart disease, arthritis, and dementia. So, isn't it worth choosing foods that reduce our levels of inflammation in our body? And the sooner, the better. And we'll go through a list of the best foods, and I will share the best anti-inflammatory foods too. And if you're finding this video helpful, hit the subscribe button so you can have access to new things, and also so we can reach more people who can use this type of message too. It really does make a difference. And if you have any questions or you have your own tips to share, pop that into the comment, because I would love to know what's going on for you, what's bothering you, or what's working for you. Next, get more fiber and healthy carbs. Carbs is not an evil word. There are actually certain carbs that are necessary and are very helpful. And fiber, of course, keeps things in the digestive tract moving, put it this way, keeps everything flowing, right? Think vegetables, think whole grains, think unprocessed foods, and we're going to talk about that again and again. Mediterranean diet is great. Healthy, wholesome, without all the stuff that is impossible to read when you look at the ingredient lists on the back. Next, protein. Protein is your friend. I just started working with a functional medicine doctor, and I was really kind of surprised that he is suggesting protein at every single meal, which I wasn't used to, but I'm doing that now. That's really important for the body. It's also important if you are working out and trying to do some strength training. We need our protein, more protein than you would think, and try and make that healthy protein. Like it could be tofu, it could be legumes, it could be grass-fed beef, if you can do that. Chicken, fish is amazing, many benefits to that, but just make sure even eggs are great. So just make sure that you put some protein in every single meal. Next, healthy fats. We need to have our healthy fats, and that of course is olive oil. Avocado or avocado oil is great. Coconut oil has many uses and many benefits. You want to stay away from the seed oils, the sunflower, the palm oil. Ugh. Look at the ingredients on the back, especially with all these chips and all sorts of stuff. You're going to be amazed at all the seed oils on the back of that. So bear that in mind. You can find healthier versions, that's for sure. Adding half an avocado to your salad or even scrambling eggs with some of that is an easy way to include some healthy oils into your meals. And nuts are great as well because they reduce brain fog and help with cognitive function. So that's an easy one. What I do is I keep a bag of nuts in the car as something to snack on, especially when I'm in between going from one place to another, because not only does it give me a little boost of energy, that energy lasts much longer than a power bar or an energy bar would. So that's something, and it's natural. So that's something that I find pretty useful. You might want to look at that too. And of course, there's sugar. We know, yes, everyone knows that sugar is, not the best thing. It does actually raise our levels of inflammation, and it's hidden everywhere, in cereals, in bread, in even some processed vegetables and certainly processed food. And often it's given names that you wouldn't recognize it as sugar, but there's a lot of it there. So if you can simplify your diet to real food rather than the processed, you're already way, way, way ahead of the game. And the thing about sugar is that it gives us this delightful spike. Sometimes you just need that pick-me-up, but after the spike, of course, comes the crash. And, and we end up feeling worse than before. And this is not to say to deprive yourself of sugar forever. No, we're not built that way. Why would we want to do that? But the idea is to incorporate it wisely. So, for example, if you're having a meal, it's a celebration, whatever, and you're going to have some of that birthday cake, and you should. Make sure you have the proteins and the fat before that, because that creates sort of a foundation, and you won't spike. You won't have the up and down when you enjoy, as you should, that delicious chocolate cake. Chocolate is one of my weaknesses, of course, and it's just a matter of when and how we take it in. It's not to say that it's off the menu, no, but let's use it wisely. Probiotics and antioxidants are also key. Probiotics help with the gut health, and think yogurt, kombucha, kefir, sauerkraut, all those things, even, the Japanese vegetables that you get in Japanese food, that many are fermented. So it's fermented food that really helps with gut health. So if you can, kimchi, if you can incorporate some of that into your meals, that'll help. And let's not forget antioxidants, because you can find them in quite a few places, like leafy greens. So your salad, you're getting that source of antioxidants in berries, in nuts, and in chocolate, my personal favorite. So it's available. It's available. So put that in to mix it into your meal plans, because that helps with brain fog and also inflammation. So let's do a quick summary of the best foods to have at hand to help with the symptoms or the effects of menopause, and to reduce inflammation and just get you feeling better. These recommendations are from Dr. Mary Claire Haver. She's a renowned expert on menopause and actually has written a couple of books, which are very good. One is the Galveston Diet, which really, I want you to know, this is not about dieting. You could have as much food as you want, but it hones in on which ones are best to have at hand. And we know that the stuff that we have at hand is the stuff that we're going to take in. So it's a great pointer for that. She also has a book called The New Menopause, which is really excellent. So I recommend those two. So these foods are the things that she recommends. The first one is leafy greens, and that's full of fiber, vitamin D, even water, which we need to take in more water. And you can find that in lettuce, in kale, in arugula is another great one. Spinach. Look for something green and try and put that into at least once a day into your meals. Next is salmon, wild salmon if possible. If you can't find that easily, then sardines are great. Mackerel is great. These fish are high in omega-3s. They're full of protein and they're anti-inflammatory. Another category is citrus. Lemon, lime, oranges, grapefruit, and these can fight off hot flashes. So you can squeeze that into some water, have that as a garnish in your food. Take some of that in, that can help. She also mentions nuts, which are relatively low in carbs and keep you feeling full longer, so you're less likely to reach for that salty or sweet snack that might be processed. So you can keep some of these at hand, and that's an easy way to keep the energy going. Another category is yogurt. And if you're lactose intolerant, you could do the coconut yogurt, which I like, or the pilly nut yogurt. These are all great. Try not to have the ones that are mixed with the fruit, like the mixed berry or vanilla or honey or chocolate yogurt. It's even better to add fruit to your yogurt, and that'll give you that taste thing that you might be craving. And yogurt offers protein, vitamin D, and even helps with bloating. And try full fat yogurt, because that keeps you full for longer. And one great recipe which she offers is a parfait. So that is a half a cup of yogurt, plain yogurt, and then you add your berries to that. You add coconut flakes and you add nuts. And you can mix it all together, or you could layer it, which is kind of fun. And that is a great treat. It feels like a treat and it's healthy. So, what works for you, and which of these tips are you willing to try? I invite you to write in the comments what you resonated with most. And over the next week or two, just try it, do an experiment and see how you feel, see what you notice. Um, so don't forget to like, subscribe, or share with someone who could use this information too. And so wonderful to be here with you. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.